Fuel. Is this the same fuel as Ridiculous Station? As their people. Right. So Fuel is a pretty good eatery, foodery, takeout place. They have a mix of things, but they do have a ridiculously delicious sweet potato kale salad, and it is good. I've only had 2 in my lifetime, and you know, all the years that they've been open. So I've been here longer, except for the 2.5 years that I was in Florida. So. 2 trash trucks here on Sansom. Should we go down the Walmart?
Walk sign is on to cross 12.
WMMR still on. Familiar sounding person, but the radio still goes on. And there are people who can't listen to the radio any longer because technically they've been brought up airwaves way. And it's depressing to listen to the radio. It used to be comforting, now it's depressing. What's the difference? Can't even listen to NPR. Went from music, hard rock forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever on certain radio stations, to NPR, public radio. And that was great for a while. Just like, again, I'm learning all these things. Know everything about all the nerdy stuff going on here, WXBN, at UPenn. But then that got old, because it's like the same radio show hosts, the same personalities are on there year after year after year. Then it starts to seem like a loop. Beloved, there are radio personalities who I like, but after a while it's like, are they tired? I realize they're there until retirement. Like, what are they supposed to do? But it does get weird. The same 5 personalities. Same DJs or whatever they're called. Radio show hosts, personalities, what have you. Check out Teddy today. Here at Dara, a Thai restaurant. He seemed happy, so I don't know if they just sort of fidgeted him on purpose or not, but we decided to give him purpose. A flavored cigar or a scented cigar or pipe, right? I grew up with a couple people who had those, not many, but every once in a while you'd smell the vanilla pipe or the cherry pipe or what have you. Miami Sound Machine. These women had shirts on that said Miami, and I thought of Gloria Estefan and Did you know that Paging Dr. Beat is actually at the beginning of that song? Yeah, Paging. And I see. Someone wasn't quick enough, so I can't think of the tune. I had the tune for a second, but because I had to say Paging Dr. Beat first, I thought the tune left. So, let me think here. IHOP in all its glory. Can you feel the beat? You know, that's Miami Sound Machine. So, I was in Winter Guard for a couple years. I did band front Winter Guard. I did flag and rifle. Did she use that song? Anyway, talk about a militant experience. We did toss turnarounds on our knees, upwards, downwards, backwards. You know, we got number one. We won the championships. They can thank me later because they might have had to win the championships because of very specific experience. In fact, they would do it just to jerk around the very militant coach or whatever you call choreographer or whatever. I was always wondering why people were perfect, because practice doesn't always make perfect. Things can come in to mess you up. And I was having a bad night during practice one night, and I kept dropping I think I only dropped my rifle once or twice. And for some reason, she decided to single me out, and she reamed me up and down. These days, you could have a lawsuit for that. That's how bad that was. I was holding back the tears, trying not to cry. Come to find out, 50 years later, 40 years later, they were puppeted so much that that's why they looked perfect. You can puppet people, I already know it. So what are the odds that you're going to catch a toss turnaround every single time? She was sick of me not being as perfect or puppeted as everyone else. Then another time the rifle would fall on my head. I still have like a little bit of a thing, like a noggin bump or whatever. But I had to play it off like I was okay. They were a little bit more caring. There was like someone who was considered the captain, if you will. And she did ask it, Denise, I think she asked if I was okay. Like just sit down for a few minutes. But I don't know what made little skinny Miss Italian. We have to be perfect. We are the lineage of the Mummers Parade of yesteryear. Yell at me that badly. You could tell that I was already a damaged person. So I was in school and people knew that I was a little bit different than everyone else. It's really obvious. Everyone else had spoiled upbringings and they were puppeted to be perfect. I'm like, nobody else is dropping their rifle? That's impossible. There's a reason you have practice. So my dad, liked the idea that I was in this Winter Guard thing. In fact, Delaware, Christiana High School was the only school in all of the state of Delaware that had a Winter Guard. We came up here to Pennsylvania to compete with people up here because they had teams up here. Later, other Delaware schools would, bring on these new Winter Guard things. I don't know if they still do it or not. It's, it's band front, but during the winter when there's no outdoor